So you might remember just a few weeks ago that AOC said we're basically all going to die because of how bad climate change has actually gotten in this country. Like we have 12 years left. You don't believe me? Take a listen.
Millennials and people and Gen Z and all these folks that come after us are looking up, and we're like, the world is going to end in 12 years if we don't address climate change.
So then last week, she implied that it's not even responsible for anyone to have children anymore because climate change is going to be so bad that why would you want to bring a child in the world because it's going to be so bad? Take a look.
There's scientific consensus that the lives of children are going to be very difficult, and it does lead, I think, young people to have a legitimate question. Is it okay to still have children?
But apparently, somehow, everything is all just changed. And I got great news for you. Well, apparently, if you look at the life of AOC, she doesn't seem to have a problem, and her own behavior is proving that everything really is okay. In fact, the New York Post recently reported that since she announced her candidacy in May of 2017, that AOC has been leaving quite the carbon footprint. Although a subway station was just 138 feet from her campaign office, she has used car services like Uber, Lyft, and Juno more than 1,000 times. Now, aside from the carbon emissions, that added up to nearly $30,000 in campaign expenses. Now, the campaign spent just over $8,000 on the subway because there were only 52 transactions. Now, after she won the primary in June of 18, AOC's campaign took 66 flights, totaling a little over $25,000 in expenses. Now, all of these flights taken from the same woman who says we need to get rid of air travel and we're all going to die in just 12 years. On October the 12th, 2018 alone, she logged 26 different car service transactions, 26 Uber rides in one day. Doesn't exactly sound like you're really freaked out about the world ending of global warming, does it? Now, after the New York Post exposed her hypocrisy, AOC had the following classically ridiculous elitist socialist response. Take a look at this tweet. Quote, I also fly and use AC, the tweet says. Living in the world as it is isn't an argument against working towards a better future. The Green New Deal is about putting a lot of people to work in developing new technologies, building new infrastructure, and getting us to 100% renewable energy. Now, AOC just talked in that tweet about using technology. Well, couldn't she have used Skype instead of flying to some of those meetings? Couldn't she have taken public transportation to any of those meetings, just like the Green New Deal demands of all of us to use public transportation all the time? AOC says that she is just living in the real world. However, her Green New Deal proposes demands, and I'm going to quote, overhauling transportation systems in the United States to eliminate pollution and eliminate greenhouse gases emissions from the transportation sector as much as is technologically feasible, including through investment in zero-emission vehicles, infrastructure and manufacturing, clean, affordable, and accessible public transportation, and high-speed rail. Now, what's most shocking about her hypocrisy is that AOC only had to walk 138 feet to get to a subway station, or, as the Green New Deal calls it, clean, affordable, and accessible public transportation. And she deliberately chose not to use it. Instead, she used carbon-burning private cars that are going to kill us in 12 years. That's her words. Now remember, the Green New Deal would cost $93 trillion. Translation, $650,000 per American household. That's more than 4 times the public debt of our country. If you took the GDP of every country in the world and added them together, you'd still need another $10 trillion to pay for this socialist program insanity. Now, along with higher energy bills, the energy proposals alone would cost Americans a minimum of $6.7 trillion, according to projections. Plus, there's the cost of selling out our actual country to socialism. Now, the Green New Deal is nothing more than a socialist government intrusion into everyone's lives. And the woman who is proposing it, she won't even play by the damn rules that she demanded the government put on all of us. This is the Democratic Party in 2019, my friends, and this woman is leading that party right now. That's it for the Ferguson File today, and I'll see you back here real soon on Blaze TV.